Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of UA Eats. I'm UA, and today we are in Fort Lee, New Jersey on a beautiful day. Now, Fort Lee, New Jersey is a really cool place. It had significance during the American Revolution as a military base back then. Today, it's a pretty wealthy suburb, really close to New York City, and actually has a pretty large Asian population. It's very much known for its very authentic and diverse set of Asian foods. But today, we are not here for Asian food. While we could spend many videos here in Fort Lee just filming all sorts of great eats such as Korean food and Japanese food and whatnot, today we are in Fort Lee for hot dogs, a very well-regarded hot dog place called Hiram's. I got a love of hot dogs, and a few months ago we went to the famous Rutt Hut, regarded by many critics and locals as not only the best hot dog in New Jersey, but the best hot dog in the whole US and potentially the world. But many people commented telling me that, hey, Rutt's Hut is not bad, but you really gotta hit up this place Hiram's in Fort Lee. Everyone said that Hiram's in Fort Lee, similarly to Rutt's Hut, they also deep fry their hot dogs, and they say that this Hiram's place is way better. Now, Fort Lee, at least to me, may be known mostly for its Asian foods, but if I hear that this place has a legendary hot dog place, you know I gotta try it. So we drove up here to Fort Lee to check this place out. It's not long after opening, around 11 a.m., but it looks like, some people are already starting to trickle in. It looks like, despite the early time, some people are already getting an early lunch here, so can't wait to try this Hiram's place. The stand has a nice charm. Hopefully the food is equally impressive, so let's check it out. Chili cheese dog is what this place is known for? A chili cheese dog is what this place is known for?
Yeah, we're known for our hot dogs, whatever you want on them, for sure.
Alright.
Chili cheese dog, you want raw onions on that?
Yes. Let me do one chili cheese dog. And this is relish right here?
That is relish right there.
Alright, let me do, can I do one with mustard and relish?
You help yourself to the mustard and relish. Mustard's everywhere, relish, same thing, help yourself.
Got it. And I hear the onion rings are pretty good.
Yeah, they are.
Alright, I'll do one of the onion rings.
Alright.
Oh, excellent.
There's also, what do you call it, sauerkrauts in that pot. You can help yourself to that if you want.
Sounds good, thank you. Alright guys, we have our hot dogs from Hiram's. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right, but we have our glorious Hiram hot dogs, and they do have seating inside, but I opted to sit outside. It's a really beautiful day, and also on the inside people were relatively quiet. They weren't really making a lot of noise. They were kind of all eating pretty quietly, and it was a really small interior, so I didn't really want to disturb people. But we have a nice view of I guess a nice pleasant Jersey suburban highway, and we can still see the stand from here, so not a bad vantage place from which to eat. So we wound up getting 2 dogs, one with mustard and relish, none of those are an extra charge, and then a chili cheese dog with onions, and I hear these onion rings are fantastic. The guy himself seemed to be a big fan. In fact, let's bring these into the lights just to show you. I guess I'm at that time of day where lighting outside, I guess, is a little bit, it's kind of a difficult time to film due to the lighting, so I'll oscillate between the super bright lighting and the shaded view. Now these are some absolutely delicious looking onion rings. They look fried really well to a perfect color. Pull them out into the light just to show you the contrast. And the hot dogs, I gotta say, both of the hot dogs look great. And similar to Rutt's Hut, the hot dogs are deep fried, hence that wrinkly skin. Now, I kind of wish I just got chili. I didn't know that by chili cheese dog. I thought there was gonna be a chili sauce. It looks like that's just one of those like craft singles, which, I don't know. To me, that's a bit of a letdown, but hey, maybe it will still taste good. And that relish at Rutt's Hut was next level. That was like a life-changing relish. So will this relish be comparable to Rutt's Hut. Rutt's Hut is the relish to beat right now, and the mustard doesn't look bad either. One more thing I gotta say is that the staff inside are so friendly. They're so nice. I know like New Jersey and New York and North Jersey can sometimes be known for being a little bit gruff. I wouldn't say they're mean, but I think gruff is a good way to put it. The people working inside there were so friendly, so that's a plus too. While they're still hot and crispy, let's try one of these golden onion rings before we dive into the dogs. Don't mind helping myself to one of these. Now I have a monocle of which to inspect this food. Anyways, enough horsing around. They're good onion rings for, oh, sorry, I think this bird is like scouting me out. But yeah, the onion rings are good. I think the batter, come on. Go away, bird. This is my food, not yours. Quit circling me, quit stalking me. Restraining order. I think the restraining order worked. But yeah, the best part about these onion rings are the batter, I think. The batter have a good flavor. They're fried well, I think the right temperature and the right length, so they're not oily and greasy. Kind of like tempura, kind of like a very good donut, or kind of like, I'm trying to think of other examples, like corn dog, like kind of like how corn dogs are deep fried in batter, but they rarely taste greasy, you know what I mean? So they're not super oily, and they also, I don't know, they have like a nice subtle flavor that I can't put my finger behind. Like kind of like how it's hard to describe the flavor of like biscuits or like cornbread. So I guess buttermilk, maybe that's the word I'm looking for. They kind of have like a nice buttermilk flavor. And it's real onion on the inside. Let's see if I can extract it. They got a real piece of onion on the inside. So not like that Burger King fast food mush. Real handmade onion rings in a house, not that pre-frozen kind. I guess I will say that while these are good onion rings, I do wish that the onion inside was a little bit less wet. Like look, these are kind of soggy and kind of, they're not very firm. Like I like when the onion rings are really firm, while this is kind of, I don't know, it's a little limp, you know? So that's not quite my jam, but the batter is great. These might just be my personal preference. You know, they are generally pleasant to eat. They don't taste too oily and too greasy, and I could just knock these out all day pretty much. Like I don't feel that like that guilt I do when I eat other fast foods, because they just don't taste super greasy, which I like. Nice subtle flavor. Yeah, overall I recommend these onion rings. I mean, yeah, they might not be perfect, but they are very, very good. Just don't forget to cast it into the fiery pits of Mordor from whence it came when you're done. One ring to rule them all. Boom. Anyways, next up, let's try one of these deep fried hot dogs, and I cannot wait for this. Deep fried, wrinkly skin and all, gotta eat these before these sparrows steal my lunch. And that is a delicious looking relish if you ask me, so. I wonder if George Washington and his men stopped here to eat before defending New York against the British. I'm just kidding. I know that was way before this hot dog place was opened, obviously. Oh, I gotta take another bite. That was fantastic. Very, very good. These sausages, these hot dogs just taste so good. The filling is just fantastic. Now, I will say that earlier I was using Rutt's Hut as an example for the relish, but the relish, I would say, does not compare at all to Rutt's Hut. I even kind of prefer the relish sauce at another place I like in Jersey City called Boulevard Drinks. It's a good relish, don't get me wrong, but it kind of tastes like a very average one, and you know, like definitely a good one. They're 100% making it in-house, and you can even kind of tell just based on the container that it's being served in. But the relish, I would say, does not really stand out too much amongst all the good relishes I've had. Same with the mustard. Like, it's good, but it doesn't really stand out, I would say. But what does stand out is the dog, the flavor of the filling. The flavor of the filling is just fantastic. I wonder if they're filling these hot dogs themselves, even if they're getting them from like a supplier. The filling is just fantastic. I think this is the best hot dog sausage filling I've had, second only to Walter's hot dogs in Westchester. But what really sets this place apart is the deep fried skin. Now, when I ate at Rutt's Hut, the place where they also deep fry their hot dogs, I was a little disappointed that the skin was not quite as crispy as I was expecting. You know, it was mostly just kind of wrinkly, but here, like it really is like a deep fried texture. Like you can tell because look, it's almost like it's separated from the hot dog, right? Like it almost lifted the skin away from the rest of the filling and made it crispy. So it just adds like a beautiful textural component to the dog. Wow, this dog is just so unique and special, like its texture. And it's generous too. It's a nice big generous portion. It's a really big fat hot dog, like almost the size of like an Italian sausage, more than what you would expect a hot dog to be like. So wow, the toppings, good. Although I've had better, you know, I'm not specifically dissing this place. The toppings are good, but amongst the elite hot dog places I've been to, I've had better, but the dog is fantastic. And now let us see how the chili and the cheese dog holds up. I didn't get much of the chili yet, so one more bite. Pretty good. That one definitely was better than this one. And let me show you why. Okay, so the chili was only okay, I felt. Like, it's good. Once again, I mean, let me clarify, none of these toppings are bad. I'm just, you know, nitpicking against all the amazing hot dogs I've had in my life. So the chili is good, although I feel like it's kind of missing something. Like, it's not quite as oomph, like whether it's more spice or whether it's, you know, more beefy or even just more grease, you know. Something is just missing from this chili to take it over the edge. But the more savory topping in general just goes really, really well with the deep fried dog. A savory topping complements a deep fried sausage perfectly. It was wise to get the onions on top because the onions add also like some extra crisp, particularly raw onions, like a little bit of crisp, a little bit of acidity, a little bit of wateriness, you might say, as well as savory flavors that onions themselves bring. And the cheese, you know, I mean, it's just a slice of American cheese, probably a Kraft single or something. But even though a cheese sauce would have been more ideal, the cheese works. You know, it ties the whole thing together. Like it makes the whole thing not too meaty. Like it adds like a dairy component, like a, you know, like a liquidy, like kind of like a creamy component that just ties the whole thing together. So yes, not the best chili I've ever had, although a decent one, but it works perfectly with the hot dog. Like you eat it all together and the whole hot dog is great. If you come here, definitely get the chili cheese dog. I think I prefer it over their other condiments. Fantastic. And once again, these are the best textured hot dogs I've ever had in my whole life. Like not only are they big and generous, but the size also has an impact on the texture, if that makes sense, right? Like the bite, you know? But this deep fried wrinkly skin, crispy skin, oh man, with a great filling and some toppings just to take it over the edge. I gotta say guys, generally very satisfied with this. But anyways guys, that's gonna be it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed me taking you guys to another interesting spot. New Jersey has so many great eats. I know New Yorkers tend to make fun of New Jersey, and I don't think that's fair. You know, sometimes I wonder if they're a little jealous because the hot dog game in New Jersey is definitely far superior. Anyways, just let me know if you've been to Hiram's Hot Dogs before in Fort Lee. What do you think of it? Do you think it's one of the best hot dogs you've had? And if not, what are your favorite hot dog places? Let me know in the comments because great minds eat alike. And as always, if you like my vids, make sure you like and subscribe. That way you stay up to date whenever I post another video. Time for a bite of this. A bite of this. So until next time, I'll see you later.